What's going on, everybody? This is Brian Mazik, aka Unique Mazik, the hardest working man in sports and gaming, and I am here with another NBA 2K19 video. This one focuses on audio, and yes, that man Bill Simmons has joined the audio team. There's a lot more here too. They're saying Kobe's back, Kevin Garnett's back. There's more than that, more than just audio to this trailer. So we're gonna go through it as we usually do, and we're going to talk about it. As usual, people, I appreciate it if you hit that like button for me. It means a lot. And also subscribe and to click that notifications bell so you'll know when new videos are dropping. As I said, this video is covering the trailer, so we're going to listen to and watch the trailer first. We're going to watch it back again in slow motion, and then we're going to go through those screenshots. As I mentioned, and I'm going to point it out more closely once we start going through the screenshots and the slow-mo, that it's more than just audio here that is being shown, which is the reason why I tweeted yesterday there was a pretty decent piece of media coming out. So a lot of people are going to go, oh, it's just an audio trailer. Yeah, but you missed some things if you just looked at it that way. So let's take a look at the trailer.
Kobe, thanks for once again joining us.
Thank you. I wouldn't miss a chance to stop by and call a game with you guys.
Kevin Garnett, you look like you could play right now.
I can. Probably not 30 minutes, but I could get out there and do a little something.
We've got a special treat for you folks. Tonight, sports writing heavyweight Bill Simmons is in the house. Bill, welcome to 2K Sports.
What an honor. I've been waiting for the invite for years.
And we've been waiting for the acceptance. Thanks for joining us.
Let's do this.
And it's going to be the Pacers off the tip. Can you imagine a 13, 14-year-old Bill Simmons with the 2K product? You would just be all over that, wouldn't you?
You have no idea, Kevin Harlan. I was there for every step of the video game revolution.
And on the topic of Ben Simmons, he was really sensational in his first full season in the league.
Oh my God, I voted for him for third-team All-NBA, I think, or second team. I thought the last 6 weeks, he was absolutely spectacular.
Ben Simmons gets the bucket. Bill, one shot to win a game. Who's going to take that shot for you?
Kevin Durant. I think he has the most ways to get a good shot out.
And right on target. Davis battling down low. Yep, he's got 37.
He's throwing up games casually that are bouncing off us now. Like, oh, did you see Anthony Davis last night? He had 48 points and 22 rebounds.
Yes.
Like, oh, cool. Anybody else in the league, you'd have a heart attack.
And crabs it out of the air. And LeBron James, a huge slam.
If he dunked and landed wrong and his leg rolled off his body, he would like limp over and just put his leg back on and keep playing. He's indestructible.
Puts it up. And it's Jason Tatum with a three.
Tatum is so much better than I think anybody expected. This guy, I think, is a future MVP candidate.
You love to compare eras and players.
Yes.
Who could you even think of that compares down to Antetokounmpo?
Nobody. There's nobody. One of the most unbelievable draft picks in the history of the league.
Oh, and here we go. Antetokounmpo.
This is how you really feel about that finish.
All right, so check. Before we get into the slow-mo version of the trailer, like I said, we're going to look at some different things. You can spot a couple players here, new guys. You see Trevor Ariza there with the Suns. You see Giannis dunking on DeMarcus Cousins. Notice where DeMarcus Cousins' hand is in that shot. All right, that's the thing. Now let's watch this back in slow-mo and talk about a little bit of the stuff that we see here. Starts off, you got Danny Green throwing the pass to Kyle Lowry, and Ben Simmons rejecting it off the glass, coming under the basket. That's when he dunks on Trevor Ariza. Dunks in the vicinity of Trevor Ariza. Kobe Bryant's back with an ignorant wedding ring on. It looks like he married the queen of something. I don't know, but wow, that ring is crazy, right? I don't even want to know how much that ring costs. Kevin Garnett's there. think they must have recorded this last year and they just didn't use all of the stuff or whatever. I don't know. But Bill Simmons is in. Bill Simmons is, from the sound of it, it seems like he's going to be just a like a spot type of a commentator, only there kind of almost as infrequently as Kobe and Kevin Garnett were in 2K18. Perhaps all three of them will be there just the same amount of time, but you'll likely get a little piece of one of them maybe in every game, since you have more than one playing that role. So they show a lot of, like, I think the most extended sections of gameplay in this particular trailer than any other one. You know, you see you had a little high screen and roll situation there with the screen on the left. This is a really, I think, important part, because you see Miles Turner trying to work a little bit here in the post, but watch when he turns to this jump shot, turnaround jump shot that's kind of like a jump hook. He greens that shot, and I think that was a hook shot animation. I think that's just the animation of the hook that he has, but I think you can like green hooks now, which was something like, you know, if you played, especially like in Pro-Am, never do a hook shot because you'll never make it. So now having the meter there and being able to green it, I think makes it more of a viable shot. And I think we need more, just more options in the post overall. Ben Simmons driving. Now, TJ Warren cut him off, and he was hot. That icon you saw on his feet, or you see on his feet, is, you know, they're showing the badges and things like that a little bit more prevalently, so you'll be aware. And then some of this, like with the flames on it, I think he's in takeover mode, and that crossover looked really good, because it looked a lot like the crossover that he does, as he just breaks off LeBron James with that move. That was nice, but it looks just like KD's crossover. I thought this was crazy there. He's like throwing not bows, but swinging the ball to create space. Anthony Davis there. There's some nice commentary here. That's Mike Muscala. There's some nice commentary here from Ben Simmons, from Bill Simmons, when he's talking about how, you know, talking about how he voted for Ben Simmons, and then how, you know, great of a career Anthony Davis has had so far. So that kind of stuff is cool. I saw the guy sitting there at the scorers table with the different warm-up suits on. So there's a lot of questions, or not a lot of questions, but some questions about the warm-up suits that I think hopefully we'll have some answers for later. That play right there where Anthony Davis just catches that shot out of the air, you could do it before. I'm hoping they don't have it where you do it too much. This is huge though. Look at that. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later. Look at this contact, right? Now, we know in 2K18, that same contact would generate clipping and pass through. And I'm pretty sure they put those sections into these trailers to show you what's going to happen with some of this contact. Now, I do not expect to see all clipping gone. I think that's just not going to happen. But the really, really ugly pass-throughs type of stuff, I think they've really worked to make sure that that was something that they could hone in on and say, hey, we got a much better handle on that than before. Turnaround jump shot by Giannis in Jason Tatum's face. Is nothing he can do about it. It's splashing in. You got another story kind of being told here by Bill Simmons during this time period. Nice little shovel pass, but threw it right to Brook Lopez, and it was stolen. Turns into the fast break. You got Chris Middleton hitting up to Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is not wearing his new shoes, or at least the shoes that have been rumored to be his, which is called the Greek Freak Ones, his first Nike signature shoe. He's not wearing them. Maybe 2K didn't want to leak them. I don't know, but they may actually be in the game already. So that's the trailer in slow motion. Now let's take a look at some of these screenshots where I can talk a little bit more in depth about some of the things that we saw. Of course, like I said before, Kobe Bryant is back. If I'm being honest, I don't know how much value this kind of stuff has. I would much rather see them go with a much smaller personality that they could have access to over an extended period of time, who could continually come back and add dynamic commentary. It's pretty much what Madden has done with Brandon Gowton and Charles Davis. It adds some life and some longevity. Now, 2K has been great about commentary most times, But I think that Madden pushed things ahead in that respect. And I think it's something that not just 2K needs to emulate, but I think sports video games across the board need to pick up on that because it's really cool. You see, it looks like there's some things that have been done with the 76ers home court. I noticed that the cursive, the script on the baselines is there, which I don't think was there before. Here I pointed out where DeMarcus Cousins' hand was for Giannis Antetokounmpo, because I'm almost thinking they put this here too so that they could show that there wasn't any clipping on this particular scene. Giannis dunking through the backcourt, through the backboard. You can watch him here throwing it down. Draymond Green in the back, looks like Steph Curry. I can't tell who that is getting dunked on. More than likely it's probably Kevin Garnett. You got a nice overhead view of Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Courts look great, but at this point, man, I don't even give too much credit for courts looking great because that's pretty much what I expect. You got a little bit of a glimpse of starting lineups for the Mavericks and the Indiana Pacers. The Mavericks don't look quite as bad as it seems. I mean, you got an exciting backcourt. Got DeAndre Jordan finally in the middle. You got this guy, obviously, Harrison Barnes, who's a really good, solid player. So I don't know. That team doesn't look too bad. Here we go. We're showing the tip-off. You got the Pacers out here. This is the first on-court view of Luka Doncic, even though you can just see it kind of like over his right shoulder, so it's not showing you that much. It looks like there may be a new hairstyle for Thaddeus Young. I might be wrong about that, but it looks relatively new. Also looks like it might be a little bit of a new hairstyle for Victor Oladipo as well. Darren Collinson here working against Dennis Smith Jr. I think the Dennis Smith Jr. render might be a little bit better. The chin, the hair on the chin might be a little bit more authentic. Throwing a nice bounce pass here into the post, feeding Miles Turner. Looks good. Looks good. But this isn't really the major things that I wanted to talk about. Like I said here, I thought this was one of the biggest parts of the trailer, showing that Miles Turner able to get a green release on this kind of a shot. I think is important to talk about. I don't know. Does this? I was talking about this on another game. How I think it's time to really bump up the quality of the crowds, the way they look. You know, so often the crowds have been several generations behind the players on the court. And obviously, who's more important? The players on the court for sure. But the way the games kind of pan into the crowd now, it'd be nice to see a little bit higher level 3D models there as well. Ben Simmons, got a couple images of him bringing the ball up the court. His render looks really good. Here, though, he looks like he might be on a little bit of I don't know, maybe it was just a shot, but his head looked a little big, arms looked a little short. I didn't know what was really going on there, but might have just been the angle that I caught him in on that particular image. Here again, you see, I pointed this out, Ben Simmons driving on TJ Warren, who's already on fire, probably has takeover mode in effect. So that's something. Takeover mode is basically a guy getting into the zone and being able to, kind of carry his team for a period of time, because of how well he's playing, how many shots he's made in a row. You can see Kevin Durant has it here as he works on LeBron. Rondo is over there on Stephen Curry. JaVale McGee is in the game. Looks like Brandon Ingram. I can't tell who the other person was. This is after Kevin Durant just dropped that 3 in LeBron's face. You can see it was an early release and lightly contested, and he still made it. So that's good. Here's the elbow throwing from Anthony Davis. I don't know what they were trying to accomplish with this. I'm not sure, but Mike Muscala and Ben Simmons better watch themselves, because the brow got a bow. And here it really wasn't a bow. It was more kind of like he used the ball to keep separation between himself and Ben Simmons, and I don't know, he might have got a technical for that one in real life. But here again, we see Davis is on fire, and so too is Ben Simmons. He must be getting a lot of work going to the basket and then semi-transition. That's where he does his best work at this point right now. So his game will more than likely develop. But it's really cool. You see Elfrid Payton on the floor there. It's really cool seeing some of the newly acquired players on their teams in this screenshot. This block shot was insane. He just caught his stuff out of midair. So I thought that was kind of crazy. It's cool for a trailer, and it's cool to happen every once in a while, but obviously we don't want to see it happen too much. LeBron in this image, if you look closely, is almost kind of faded out. That's the first time we've seen Carmelo Anthony in a Rockets jersey in the game. So that's something. Chris Paul's there. This one I thought was really good, though, for decreasing the clipping. Now, everybody knows if their arms got tangled like this in 2K18, LeBron's left hand would have went through Clint Capella's stomach. And, like, it would have been really nasty with no blood. But here, their arms got locked. Now, this looks like it's probably a two-player animation and not something that just happened organically. But it's nice to see there's some level of compensation for this type of contact, which is pretty common in a basketball game. So it is what it is. Here you see more of that. Eric Gordon kind of swiping down, trying to stop LeBron as he drives. And you're going to see, if you watch the trailer, you see there is some contact here, but there's no pass-through, which I think is really the key. And the same thing is the case on this particular image as well. So liking what I'm seeing on that end. All right, moving on. This is just a pretty solid shot of LeBron. I don't know that I think the LeBron James render is 100% accurate or whatever. It's very good, of course, but I don't know. Maybe it's just that I'm just not quite feeling this huge beard LeBron has. And so when I see it in video game form, I'm still like checking out. But I do think it could have been better nonetheless. Jason Tatum's there. Got a couple images of him. Jason Tatum, man, this kid wants to be great. And I think if he puts in the time and the effort and the discipline within his next 2 seasons, I think we're talking about a really, really, truly special player. Giannis Antetokounmpo don't care nothing about his special play, about to hit the jump shot on him for real. He's not sentimental at all. The next screen has Giannis driving with Kyrie and Jaylen Brown looking to be out of position, especially for John Henson. He's got Carl Monroe. I mean, not Carl Monroe. He's got John Henson kind of trailing him. I don't even know who Carl Monroe is. Sound like an extra from Family Matters or something. At any rate, I've been working crazy, and it's probably why I'm talking a little bit crazy and out of my head now. So if I misspoke or said anybody's name incorrectly, the hardest working man in sports and gaming is getting to be the most tired man in sports and gaming right now. But it's cool. I'm moving this week. Finally closing on this house. I feel super blessed to be able to do that. I feel super blessed to be able to, you know, to make videos for you guys, to write articles for you guys, and the whole nine. So, like always, I talk sports and I talk gaming, and I always appreciate you watching. God bless. Peace.
I'll be weak. I'm rather unique.